Hey everyone, after nearly 2 months, welcome back to the weekly vlog. Yeah, so I was having a pretty normal birthday on June 14th, and I went out and got this guy actually. He was supposed to be featured in the original version of this vlog a while ago. Master Chief statue that started to sell out around that time, and then a few days later, I get this email that's like, hey, we need you in California tomorrow morning. And I was like, okay. Yeah, I bought a flight in like a panic, and then on no sleep, flew all the way across the entire country to experience California for the next month and a half for the first time in my life. And the amount of things that I did, the craziness that happened, the people that I saw, the people and friends that I got to see again, the people I reunited with, the things that I did, all the experiences. There's just not enough time in one vlog to really explain all of it away, but it was the craziest month and a half of my entire life. You guys already saw the Galaxy's Edge vlog a while ago. It should be a few days ago now at least, and that was a ton of fun. Obviously, that was how the whole trip really ended. Was going there and seeing Disneyland for the first time and all that stuff. But I brought my Mandalorian Season 2 figures along, but I quickly found out that my paint was clunkier than usual because there's like no moisture in the air, I guess, in California. So I really couldn't paint anything, and so progress on pretty much everything stalled for that entire time. And as you guys saw on the main channel, I was only able to do like some LEGO news videos sporadically, but yeah, oh my god. It's so weird. I'm just back now vlogging. And you might have seen behind me the whole setup with all of these new 3D printed pieces from Nate's minifigs that came in. This entire haul is just one of a multitude of things that came in and built up while I was gone. I mean, I've got like the Hot Toys Captain America and Hawkeye back there now, and I mean just so many other things that came in, and I'm doing an entire haul video that by now is already up on my main channel that you might have already seen at this point. But again, just to reiterate while I've still got it set up, just a huge thanks to Nate over at Nate's Minifigs for sending all of his new Marvel, Star Wars The Bad Batch, DC, Halo, and Mandalorian parts over. I cannot believe how incredible all of these are, and I'm so excited to get to work with these over time. I mean, especially the new Disney Plus pieces, and especially the Master Chief armor set that Nate produced. I mean, I am just overwhelmed in the absolute best of ways, and I cover all of these pieces in the haul video, so link to that along with Nate's store, of course, will be down in the description below. So I guess I'll run you through some of the things that I showed in the haul video that also came in, like the Gentle Giant Season 7 Ahsoka Tano bust that completes the Clone Wars Trinity. A little further over to the right, the Black Series wall has been filled in a little bit more now that we've got the deluxe Black Series Wrecker figure. Check that out. It's been a few days now since that clip, but I'm not really gonna go over everything like super thoroughly. You can definitely just check out the haul video linked down in the description below. Obviously, things that I got in that I mentioned in that video, like he kind of fell on the floor, but Black Series Wrecker is over here. I got in the Hot Toys Endgame Captain America and Hawkeye. Captain America I've had on pre-order since May of 2019, and so I am now just 2 figures away from completing the 6-7 year plan of having the original 6 Avengers in their final costumes for the Infinity Saga with Thanos, and that being my Marvel Hot Toys collection. But yeah, I also got in all of Bagel Studios' new stuff, his Satine Dark Ahsoka Jedi Holocron printed plates, along with the inhibitor chip printed tile and the Ahsoka head pack, the alternate Dark Ahsoka head. This is just so cool, and I'm really glad that Bagels is able to outsource his designs and get these printed for himself. And also, I didn't have it in the frame there, but the Her Universe Tano shirt design, it's super cool. but not just because Baggles got it printed onto a minifigure torso, but of course because it's an iconic shirt for Ashley Eckstein's company, Her Universe, and she wore that same shirt design for the Star Wars Celebration Chicago 2019 Clone Wars photo ops. So since I've been back, I did go out and get a couple of the new Clone Wars sets. I didn't get any of the new Mando sets or the, you know, $400 UCS gunship we've been waiting well over a year for, but started off with the Mandalore throne, the dual on Mandalore set. And then I also got in, or I went over to Walmart and turned down the Mandalorian Starfighter initially because I was just like, you know, do I really want to get that right now? And then I was like, yeah, so I went back very quickly and picked that up. But, you know, something as far as like the LEGO Star Wars 2021 summer set reviews, I mean, considering you've already seen the sets, everyone has already seen these sets, I am really bored with traditional reviews. Pretty soon here, in a few days, I'm going to shoot a slightly different style of review and just see how it goes. And basically, it's just going to be highly sarcastic, and I might even just straight up call them meme reviews. I don't even really care. I just want to have fun with it, you know, show you the minifigures, obviously give you the necessary info, like here's the price, this and that, but just kind of have fun with the video and not really focus on a formula or a format or getting from point A to point B in a structured manner. Because I've been doing this for so long and I do reviews so rarely now that it's like I might as well have fun with it. Really quick, back on the Hot Toys thing, I showed this in the haul video, but man, this Chris Evans head sculpt is just insane. And every time I look at it, I'm like, wow, that's a real thing. Hot Toys has never really nailed his likeness until this one, which is really cool because, I mean, this is the one that really counts considering this is pretty much the last Chris Evans cap, the last new Chris Evans cap in, you know, the Endgame suit. I actually didn't pull this out for the haul video, so this is my first time taking a good look at it. Check out the compass, man, with Peggy's picture in it. That is so cool. But yeah, I meant it when I said kind of like 6-7 year plan, because I mean, I mentioned in the haul video, but back in 2014, I was like, okay, skipping all the Hot Toys figures, they're all crazy and way too expensive, so I will wait until all of this is over in the Infinity Saga, before we even knew it was going to be called the Infinity Saga was over, and yeah, at the end of Avengers 4, whenever that day would come, get those pre-orders in, and 2 years after that, finally have that collection assembled. But yeah, just need Black Widow and Smart Hulk now. This setup was not featured in the haul video yet, as all these figures were in the packaging still, but I've got a set of the new Zack Snyder's Justice League figures from Mcfarland Toys, and I mean, these figures are so much better than the god-awful ones that Mattel was producing around the time when Joss Whedon's abomination of a film was put in theaters, so these are massively refreshing, and I mean, they're not perfect figures. You have this weird splotch of paint on Cyborg's chest that looks like blood, and it's really bizarre. I mean, the likeness to Henry Cavill is not good at all. The Batman is a little bit stiff. The wires aren't painted on the Flash's suit. I mean, Wonder Woman is obviously from 1984, and so she doesn't really fit too well with the rest of them, but it's kind of okay. And then, you know, Aquaman, that's just not a very good Jason Momoa head sculpt either. So these figures definitely have problems still, but overall, they're really good, especially for a good display piece and tribute shelf to what the DCEU was going to be. And then obviously Steppenwolf here is just mind-blowing and a phenomenal figure, and a lot of the really complex parts of these figures that you see, like the spikes and stuff, and like Cyborg, for example, all a lot of soft plastic, surprisingly, which I was not expecting. I really thought I was gonna have to be careful with these figures and just kind of figure that things would very easily break off of them over time, but no, it's largely all soft plastic. I do also have younger Darkseid as he appeared in the Ancient War on Earth. It's just, you know, this is not the armored version. The armored version from Target, which is like an exclusive from them, is still supposed to be coming in this month. I just happened to be awake that morning while I was out in California, just woke up on the couch, found out that pre-order was going on, and like, I would just happen to be awake to pre-order the armored version of this figure, and so thankfully that happened, because otherwise I would be trying to go to the local stores here, and thankfully don't have to do that for our boy from Apocalypse. But I'm keeping him sealed actually, because I don't know if I'm going to hang on to this. I might actually get rid of it once the armored version comes in, because I don't really know if there's much of a purpose for this figure at that point. Back out in the main collection room though, I did feature this guy in the haul video, the life-size Baby Yoda by Hot Toys. This guy came in via Sideshow right before I left, actually, and I mean, it definitely delivered. And even though I guess some people had a problem with the mouth ripping, I just personally am not going to be touching mine or trying to articulate the jaw like I know obviously the figure is supposed to be able to do. But I mean, that aside, this is the best Grogu on the market, and it definitely did not disappoint. Heading a little bit further over this way though, we have the third party 1/4 scale Ahsoka Tano statue from the Siege of Mandalore during Order 66. This is a higher end third party statue, and definitely not a decision I came to lightly. It's only because the official licensed collectibles companies that are supposed to produce statues like this to pay tribute to the beloved series have just not been producing pieces like this. And so when I found out about 70 or 80 of these would be made later on in 2021, I made sure that I would be one of those only collectors in the world to have one of these pieces, as this is just incredible with the light up holo table that is absolutely massive, and her 2 lightsabers, of course, which also have an incredible glow to them. This statue is really kind of like a once in a lifetime deal that I did not want to pass up, because not only are the companies like Sideshow or Gentle Giant not making pieces like this, but also this represents the end of my favorite series of all time that gave everything to me, as it finally fully connected to Revenge of the Sith in a finale arc that was so amazing that we were never even supposed to see. And so I really just could not turn this one or Darth Plagueis down, who's also coming in a few weeks. And I really, after this, don't plan on getting any higher end collectibles again. These two just happen to be coming out in the same year, and I really am just so excited for Plagueis. These have been quite a commitment. They're not easy to acquire, and you kind of have to be really sure that this is something that you want to go for. And so I mean, it's really just, again, all about having a piece that really pays tribute to the things that you love most. So again, that is why I decided to go with Ahsoka here and Darth Plagueis as potentially the only 2 Star Wars statues that I'm going to pick up for the foreseeable future. But to get back to a bit of Lego, I got in the Infinity Saga sets. These were also featured in the haul video I posted on the main channel. We got the new Benatar there, and then also, if I can get this back in place on my chair temporarily, the end game, that's the back, the end game final battle, which of course is highly anticipated for me with that Thanos big fig. And then finally, the Ironmonger, what's it called? Ironmonger Mayhem, and I will be doing a review on each of those in due time. That just fell. But yeah, normally I don't ever do haul videos, especially on the main channel. I always keep all the new collectibles and stuff here on MGF Extra on the second channel, but I figured because I have the Infinity Saga sets and there was a bit of Lego in there, especially like with all the new parts from Nate over at Nate's Minifigs. I actually got a new organizer for all the stuff Nate has been sending me the last few months, by the way. Very helpful. This is a temporary crappy one though. I actually have to get a real decent one. But yeah, speaking of Lego, I am working on Bo-Katan again for the Mandalorian Season 2 showcase, so it's been really great working on customs again for the first time in a month and a half. And speaking of customs, I probably won't be doing a showcase for James Gunn's The Suicide Squad, but I did go and check it out in theaters, and I actually liked it a lot. It was really great. So if you want to hear me drive and talk about it though, for the next like 6 minutes or 8 minutes or however long that clip is, feel free to stick around. Otherwise, I will catch you guys in the next vlog. Thank you all so much for still being here, for sticking with me, for bearing with me when I just dropped off the face of the earth for a month and a half to go work on a project out in California. But yeah, I will see you guys next time. And otherwise, here we go with my initial thoughts on the Suicide Squad.
Flashback.
All right. So, I just went to a quick standard screening of James Gunn's The Suicide Squad. And if you've been watching this channel for any period of time, you know how I feel about DC, but, you know, just here to support James Gunn and the cast, and obviously see where they take these characters' stories. And I was not disappointed. I really thought that it would just be kind of a James Gunn show, in that he would have been way too overly indulgent in his own style, kind of like Guardians 2, but that was not the case at all. and for all of WB's corruption, man, I have to say, swooping in as quickly as they did, as soon as James Gunn was briefly dropped by Disney, was one of the best decisions I think they have ever made, as this completely fixed all of the problems with the Suicide Squad as it was originally set up by WB, and I am hesitant to say David Ayer because it was really just one giant mess of WB interference that occurred with that 2016 film. Just kind of a corporate animated zombified version of what that movie was supposed to be. But anyway, yeah, this was everything that I was looking for out of the Suicide Squad. The characters were all really solid. It was a ton of fun. The unpredictability of it was really great in that, you know, as James Gunn said, it seemed like really no one was exempt from death, meaning the whole cast is fair game. And that's true for the most part. No spoilers, but it definitely was pretty predictable in that regard, I think. It's just really fun. I thought it was really well put together. I mean, the story is not the important thing, but the background story was definitely sufficiently insane. But really, it was just so great to watch Idris Elba really take charge of this franchise now, and Margot Robbie just deliver, I would say, her best material yet as Harley Quinn, probably. I enjoyed her part in this movie a lot more than Birds of Prey. And I think it's you know, definitely, she said that I think she wants to take a break from Harley Quinn at this point. And even though it's fitting of her insane character that there's no real direction for her, it makes sense because, yeah, they don't really seem to be plotting a course for Harley Quinn. She just kind of sporadically shows up, which, you know, again, like I said, she's insane, and that kind of is fitting with the nature of her character. But yeah, man, I love Bloodsport. I love Bloodspot. Is that Bloodsport? Bloodspot? Not familiar with the character. It was just Idris Elba, you know, super soldier Idris Elba with all kinds of crazy tech and gear. Yeah, I appreciated a lot out of this movie. I think John Cena as Peacemaker was really good and definitely delivered on what I was hoping for out of that character. Do we need some kind of HBO Max series for him? Absolutely the hell not. And I don't think anyone really cares. I guess maybe now they will after watching this movie. But, you know, I was really glad to also see John Cena not just have such a good time with the character, clearly, but just really deliver a solid performance when it mattered. Polka Dot Man was everything you would want out of live action Polka Dot Man. This whole movie is just exactly what a Suicide Squad movie needed to be, and James Gunn has fully delivered working on this movie over the last couple years now. I'm almost glad things worked out the way they did, because we got this movie and now he can still move on to Guardians 3, and in a lot of ways it's kind of the best of both worlds, even though obviously the wait for Guardians has been considerably extended. Am I going to be making figures from the film? Probably not. I mean, with the long list of things that I'm already doing right now, with The Mandalorian Season 2 still, now that I'm back, you know, Avengers Endgame still, and all the MCU projects that have been coming out, WandaVision, Loki, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Shang-Chi pretty soon. Yeah, I mean, a showcase for the Suicide Squad is not gonna happen. Plus, I have so many things I want to paint from Nate's minifigs still, so yeah, there's that too. Regardless, yeah, I mean, I was sufficiently impressed by the Suicide Squad, and I would give the movie probably a solid 7.5 out of 10. James Gunn really did deliver with this one, and something that I do want to point out as well is I am a fan of gore when it's used well, and there are so many movies out there that I've seen that I really feel like don't use gore very well, and it's kind of classless a lot of the time. But I thought in this case, it was all really well done in just the right amount. It was placed well in each sequence. It wasn't too excessive. And it was substantive gore, if that makes sense. You know, it wasn't just all balls to the wall every second of the film. You could see James Gunn did show a little bit of restraint here and there, which I appreciated, because, you know, gore is fun, but unpleasant if done too excessively. Or at least that's just my take. I know a lot of people don't care, but no, man, the Suicide Squad was exactly what I was looking for. And yeah, I think now that I have rambled on enough about this movie, I will catch you guys next week for another weekly vlog. I appreciate you watching all the way until the end. Got so many things we're working on, so many things that are happening now that I'm back. It's good to be back. And yeah, all right. Well, thanks for joining me once again. And I appreciate you guys bearing with me, and I appreciate your patience as always. So take care, stay safe out there, and keep creating. Bye-bye.